Well, strong words from Ellie Richardson to kick off tonight's show. Just 8 days away from her hair versus hair match against Bella Angel. Hello, I am commentator Uno. We are live at the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. And just like Ellie Richardson, we are 8 days away from Spring Classic, the first Retaliation only pay-per-view in RWR history. But before we get there, we kick off tonight's show with match 3 in a best of 7 series.
Ladies and gentlemen, this matchup is scheduled for one fall, and it is Falls Count Anywhere.
On his way to the ring, dangerous Marcus Jackson.
Marcus Jackson up 2-0 in the series that was established last month in March, but started in February on Retaliation 80, with Jackson defeating O'Connor in both men's debuts. Then in March on Retaliation 84, no disqualification match. This series established, turned into a best of 7 series. What the winner gets, we don't know yet. But Jackson won that to go up 2-0. But if Jackson were to win here tonight, they might want to figure out what the winner gets, because he would be up 3-0 in the series. And it would essentially be all but over for Will O'Connor.
Making his way to the ring, Will O'Connor.
And for O'Connor, you got to think of classic sports best of 7 series. Very rarely has the reverse sweep happened. And for O'Connor, a must win for him here tonight, because you just don't want to get in that situation to begin with, to have to try to climb yourself out of that hole. So we'll see if 2 matches is enough for him to figure out Marcus Jackson here tonight as we kick off Retaliation 89. And for O'Connor too, you don't want to go 0 for 3 to kick off your RWR career as well. He's not only looking for a win in this series, but looking to get his first career win in the company. So yeah, no pressure. So here we go. Falls Count Anywhere this time around. Jackson O'Connor, here we go for the 3rd time in this series. Of course, if you're Jackson, you just want to get that clean sweep and get the job done. But, you know, easier said than done here. Like I said, Will O'Connor certainly must-win situation for him in this case, in this point in time, at least in the series. Also, on tonight's show, we have a good lineup for you, as like I said, we are 8 days away from Spring Classic. Headline tonight, the Women's World Revolution Champion Paige takes on Amanda Violence one-on-one. And Amanda Violence won't be alone. She will have Kimiko Matsui in her corner. So big test for the champion here tonight before her rematch against Kimiko at Spring Classic. Also tonight in tag team action, the team of Danny Richardson and Max Height will take on the team of Keith Moniz and Brandon Richards. Richardson and Moniz will square off at Spring Classic. in a hardcore death match, while Max Height and Brandon Richards will square off one-on-one at the show as well. Also in singles action in the Intercontinental Championship division, Stephen Wright of the Second Chance will go one-on-one with Nobuyoshi Maru Kane. And hold on, quick cover here from O'Connor, only a 1 count. Again, falls will count anywhere within Indianapolis, Indiana. It doesn't matter. Is O'Connor heading to the top? What's he looking to do here, folks? Standing up Jackson. And just crowns him right on top of the head. Big impactful move there from Will O'Connor. And also tonight's show in the tag team division, DJ Kraft with Buds in his corner will take on Danny Storm with Vlad Alucard in his corner. Big test tonight for Danny Storm against the legendary DJ Kraft. Hold on, Jackson with the cover, only a 1 count. As we continue on here in this matchup, also tonight from the Intercontinental Championship division, Honey Roy Palmer with Jack Phoenix in his corner will go one-on-one with Gary Effin Richards with Andrew Phoenix in his corner. And also tonight in women's tag team action, the team of Azami K. Sato making her in-ring return. We haven't seen her compete since RFTA 4 since December. And Abigail will take on the team of Olivia Taylor and Catherine Isogen. So, stat card here tonight as we head to what's pretty classic, and how about that facebuster turned into a modified DDT from Will O'Connor onto Jackson on the apron, the hardest part of the ring, the cover. 1, 2, no. Jackson may have been saved by the referee being out of position for that one. Took his sweet dear time to get there. May have just saved Jackson his dreams of a sweep in this series. But so far, this match really turned on a dime for O'Connor up until right then. STO to the ground, the cover, 1, 2, no. Only a 2 count there, of course. Falls count anywhere, so that's why we are outside of the ring here, folks. But now Jackson sizing up O'Connor, looking to put it, and big twist of fate right into the cover. Is that going to do it? 1, 2, no. O'Connor able to barely escape it to keep him alive in this matchup. Trying not to go down 3-0 in this series, but his little glimmer of hope has quickly started to fade thanks to Marcus Jackson's comeback here. Mr. Brooklyn Dangerous himself. Now Jackson, reversed into a nice arm drag there from O'Connor, giving him the advantage once again here, turning into a neck breaker. Nice move there. Now what's O'Connor looking to do? Bouncing off the ropes. The kick and the neck breaker. Nice combo from O'Connor. He's trying to follow it up with nothing as he gets judo tossed over the back by Marcus Jackson. As Jackson pounding away, sending O'Connor to the ropes, into a German. Nice move there. Going for the cover inside of the ring. 1, maybe a 2 count, I don't know, but a fairly quick kick out from O'Connor nonetheless, but it may not be the case this time around. Another twist of fate from Marcus Jackson. The cover. 1, 2. Whoa. Huge kick out there from Will O'Connor. barely surviving another twist of fate from Marcus Jackson. Now he flips the match around. Nice takedown there. Working over the leg, trying to keep Jackson grounded. And Jackson quick to retreat to the outside, but again, in this match type, the outside is not your friend. And O'Connor realizing that, heading right to the outside, but Jackson catches him off guard. Another German suplex for the double damage points right in front of yours truly. And bouncing off my table, hold on there. Get a little close to me, buddy. Oh, bouncing off my table once again. Oh, O'Connor fighting back. Nice forearm there. Jackson busted open, it looks like, at least from my vantage point. First blood sacrifice for the Blood Goddess here tonight to cover 1, 2. No, O'Connor still escapes. Jackson just trying to keep him on his toes. But a very impressive back and forth match between these two men thus far. Much better showing from O'Connor in this match. Like I said, a must win for him. But it's not looking good, folks. Because hold on, these guys just want to fight right in front of me. Okay. O'Connor bouncing off the apron once again. But trying to stay alive here. O'Connor, nice takedown into the crossface on the outside. Jackson, nowhere to go, and he's forced to submit just like that. Will O'Connor catching Marcus Jackson off guard, and he gets one in the series.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match,
Will O'Connor.
O'Connor very excited for his first RWR victory here tonight. Can't say I blame him. And also, more importantly, gets one in the series. It shifts now from 2-0 Jackson to 2-1 Jackson. The lead still exists, although not as much. And O'Connor finally on the board. Congratulations to him on his win here tonight. And now, coming up next, the women's tag team action and the in-ring return of a near 4-month layoff for Azami K. Sato. You see her there. She has certainly made her presence known in her return. She will take on Catherine Isogen inside of a cage. No running in that match, but tonight they will get reacquainted in this tag team match coming up next.
the following contest is a women's tag team match scheduled for one fall. From Brisbane in Queensland, Australia, the Violet Queen, Olivia Taylor.
Well, it's been a very quiet season for Olivia Taylor thus far. Started out the season trying to be the welcoming committee for Chemo Knees in a losing effort, and apparently has shifted her focus to Abigail, stemming from a matchup a couple of weeks ago, back at Retaliation 87. It was Olivia Taylor and Bella Angel falling to Abigail and Ellie Richardson, and apparently she has some unfinished business. And this isn't Catherine Isogen's entrance. What the hell? That's not her theme either. What the hell? I don't think that's Catherine Isogen, folks. I don't know where she is, but that's certainly not Abigail's entrance. That can only be one person. Yes, Azami K. Sato.
From Tokyo, Japan, Azami K. Sato.
Hell of a new entrance for her here. Certainly very showy, but I think the bigger story here, not to take away from Azami, of course, is where is Catherine Isogen? She's supposed to be in this matchup. She's supposed to be scheduled to compete. She's supposed to be teaming up with Olivia Taylor here tonight. And this is Azami K. Sato. They're not teaming up. It's Azami and Abigail. And hold on, I'm being told in my headset that Catherine Isogen has no-showed tonight's event and does not want to be in the same ring as Azami K. Sato. She is essentially ducking her once again. So this tag team match has turned into a handicap match, unfortunately for Olivia Taylor, despite how you feel about her. But I'm also being told if Catherine Isogen does not show up at Spring Classic to compete, she will be fired. So maybe she will have a change of heart come Spring Classic in 8 days, but here tonight, no showing tonight. That wants nothing to do with Azami K. Sato, Azami K. Sato, and leaving Olivia Taylor out to dry here tonight. So this may turn into a free win for Azami and Abigail in what has just turned into a handicap match. Wow, what a hell of an entrance from Azami here. Certainly a new attitude for her, for sure. The dark side of what was once the kawaii cuddly panda princess.
From an undisclosed location representing the Fallen Kingdom, Abigail.
And here's someone who certainly has no issues with a fight. And if that's what Olivia Taylor wants, Abigail right there to deliver. You know, especially since she's finished with her rivalry with Lily Thatcher and the Second Chance. She's moving on, and didn't take long for someone to challenge her, and that is the former women's champion Olivia Taylor. But Abigail, former women's champion in her own right, nothing to scoff at. So we'll see how those two deal with each other in the ring here tonight, especially since I'm being told it was Olivia Taylor that had unfinished business with Abigail from that tag team match a couple weeks ago. But for Olivia, does she want a piece of Abigail now, considering it's now a handicap match? There we go. There's Olivia. There's Azami and Abigail. Yeah, it's a straight up 2-on-1. Then we're keeping retaliation style rules here. They're supposed to be tornado style, and it's still going to be that way, folks. So if you are not a fan of Olivia Taylor, this might be the match for you. As Azami and Abigail taking turns, Azami really just kind of letting Abigail take the reins here. Olivia Taylor, not her issue. Her issue with Catherine Isogen. who claimed that Azami was ducking her, but instead she's the one actually ducking Azami. As Azami off the ropes, elbow drop there on Olivia Taylor. And now the two going back and forth. Apologies for that, folks. A little bit of a technical glitch on my end. Misfunctioning headset. But we are back, folks. And, well, I think if I was Olivia Taylor, I would kind of hope that, you know, there was some sort of technical glitch in this match that could prevent her from competing anymore, because, as predicted, it has been all Azami, all Abigail so far in this matchup, as Olivia Taylor head bouncing off the apron, colliding with Abigail's backhand there, and it's just being systematically picked apart by these two paint-bearing, scary, terrifying women. That's pretty much how I can boil it down here. As Azami driving Olivia's knees into the mat. And hold on, Azami now taking the reins. No, swatted away by Olivia, but Abigail, the difference maker, turning it into a hurricanrana from Azami. And let the beatdown continue, folks. As Abigail getting herself some now. Oh, eliminates Olivia from the Rumble. And unlike the last match, outside maybe the safest spot for Olivia, but you know, if she can't stand on her own 2 feet, then you know, maybe not. Cover from Abigail, only a 2 count. I mean, I don't know why you would even bother kicking out at this point, but you know, let Olivia do her. Maybe she thinks she has a chance. I don't, but you know, cover from Azami this time. 1, 2, no, another kick out. Okay. In the immortal words of Rob Van Dam, whatever and cool. As this ass whooping courtesy of Azami Sato and Abigail, thanks in part, or you know, thanks mostly to the no-show of Catherine Isogen, continues on, folks. RWR Retaliation 89 in Indianapolis, Indiana. And you know, I mean, this far in the match, I guess you got to give Olivia credit at this point. Anybody, including someone with a new look and new attitude, can do a Russian leg sweep. I guess you got to give Olivia credit for surviving this long in this match, but again, the question is, why would you want to survive this long in this match? You're outnumbered, you're not faring well, just take your loss and get out of there. Abigail with the leg sweep on Olivia. Big slap to the back of the head. Oh, and just a stiff punch. And a kick to the gut, and now here's Azami swinging her into the corner. And throwing her outside. What's she looking to do here? Azami Sato sizing up Olivia Taylor, basement dropkick under the turnbuckle. Impressive move from Azami there, as Olivia thrown back into the ring. And again, it's just like they're taking their turns at just picking her apart, just like she's just meat that animals are just gnawing at this point. It's getting a little difficult to watch. Another Russian leg sweep from Azami to Olivia, and you know, just double team moves. They're not precise, they're not scouted. It's just both just going for moves at the same time at this point. I mean, they're going so hard at Olivia. They're, taking each other out in the process, but I don't think they care at this point in time. As the flying crossbody from Azami. And Abigail gonna go for the cover. 1, 2, and mercifully, this, not even a match, this ass kicking is over.
The version of the match, the team of Abigail and Azami K. Sato.
So, I don't want to say this. I mean, it's a win for Abigail and Azami, but, kind of gifted to them because of Aishijit's disappearance here tonight. She will get hers at Spring Classic inside of a steel cage with nowhere to run, and I guess Olivia Taylor wanted her a piece of Abigail. She got it here tonight. But if I was Olivia Taylor, I would probably have some words for Catherine Aishijin in the very near future. But now coming up next, folks, singles action for the Intercontinental Championship division. Honey Roy Palmer with Jack Phoenix in his corner will go one-on-one with Gary Effin Richards. With Andrew Phoenix, his new friend, in his corner. Gary defeated Jack Phoenix earlier, few weeks ago. Now it's Honey Roy Palmer's turn. We'll see how he fares coming up next.
There is no more incredible man on this earth.
Welcome to the ring by Jack Phoenix from New Orleans, Louisiana. This is Sweet Honey Roy Palmer.
It's been a very interesting rivalry between these two men and Jack Phoenix. All started with Jack Phoenix thinking that Andrew Phoenix was committing identity theft by having the same last name as him. That's not how that works, but that's how he thinks it works. In turn, the two each had singles matches against Andrew Phoenix, splitting. Honey Roy Palmer successful, Jack Phoenix unsuccessful. And when it came to tag team action, Andrew Phoenix needed to find a partner. And that's when this man emerged.
Coming to the ring by Andrew Phoenix from Columbia, South Carolina. This is your actual role model, Gary Richards.
And in the time of the split, the mutual split of the Blue Gary Kudas, Brandon Richards fucked around and got himself a golden ticket. Meanwhile, Gary Richards nearly became the Intercontinental Champion himself, coming oh so close at Collision Course. But now, coming to the aid of one of the newest members of Retaliation, Andrew Phoenix. And now, getting involved, him and Phoenix won their tag team match against Palmer and Jack Phoenix. Now in singles action, Gary Richards was successful over Jack Phoenix in a rematch of what kickstarted the legend of Gary Richards. And now, he's going to see how he fares here tonight against Honey Roy Palmer. As you got to think, well, this rivalry has to come to a head at some point in time. And definitely hasn't gone the way Jack Phoenix and Honey Roy Palmer planned it to. Not only seeing Andrew Phoenix one-upping them, but finding himself a partner that has been one-upping them, and a partner with previous history with the Fitzwell fighting systems. You see those all-natural muscles and abs on Gary Richards. While he claims he did it on his own, Fitzwell fighting systems said, "Nuh-uh, you took our supplements." And that legendary match with Jack Phoenix a couple of years ago, won by Gary Richards. And I guess ultimately proving that it was all him. I don't know, he had to have some help, right? Cover 1 count on Honey Roy Palmer. And it's funny too, because these two, they didn't sign up as a tag team this year, but ultimately acting like one. You know, still teaming up with each other, even though both men are still in the Intercontinental Championship ranks. And, you know, maybe with Pick Your Poison around the corner and a large chunk of the IC, you know, rankings, you know, already kind of had their say with the title. Oh, nice kick there from Palmer. Maybe it is one of these four men's turns once again. Maybe Gary Richards gets a one-on-one shot at the title at some point. Maybe Phoenix and Palmer finally get their crack at the title. Maybe Andrew Phoenix, the newcomer, finds his way into the title picture. We don't know, but it could all start, or at least have an effect with this match here tonight. And certainly a must-win for Palmer to at least get one up, just like he did with Andrew Phoenix in this singles match. Seeming like he's succeeding. Jack Phoenix, not so much. Very interesting dynamic. Really kind of flip-flopped of how it was in the past. Of course, Jack Phoenix, former United States champion in his own right. As Palmer hanging Gary Richards out to dry. Now taking him down with the headlock, trying to squeeze the life out of him, maybe trying to rip off that wrestling headgear. But no, Gary fighting back. But whipped into the corner, and Palmer beating knees to the back with a dropkick in retaliation, no pun intended. And now the two just going back and forth. And interestingly enough, Jack Phoenix, Andrew Phoenix hasn't really, you know, had a say in this match quite yet. Hasn't interfered, hasn't had any sort of run. And oh, Lion Tamer from Palmer, briefly already broken up by Gary Richards as he catches him with a nice neck breaker from behind. And now Gary, what's he looking to do? It's going to be nothing. A jawbreaker from Palmer instead. He whips Gary into the corner. And oh, just a couple of stiff forearm shots. Sends him crumbling down to the mat. And Palmer backflip, double backflip lands. Hooking the leg, 1, 2, and no. Still a 2 count. But Palmer not done. Looking to finish this one off with a stiff kick to the head, running to the cover. 1, 2, no! Gary Richards survives. It might have been the headgear that saved him, but he kicks out at 2. And Palmer celebrating like he won the damn match. But here comes Gary Richards, another kick to the back though from Palmer. There's a clothesline, another clothesline. Stops the leg and sweeps Gary down. And now Palmer. Oh wow, look at the power of Gary Richards. Putting those muscles to good use. Stomps away, knee to the dome. Gary. Oh wow, look at the power, just whipping him out of the ring. On his side too. We'll see if Andrew Phoenix gets involved here. The referee begins the count. Oh, Palmer was trying to get back in the ring. Gets caught by Gary. What a DDT, sending him to the ground. Impressive move. And into a running bulldog. Gary in full control of this match right in front of his new friend Andrew Phoenix. As Gary, the couple of stiff kicks, looking for the drop kick. Palmer able to escape. But oh, Gary catches him. Gary catching him, stunning him, kick. And Yoshi Tonic, center of the ring, the cover. 1, 2. Oh, that is enough. Gary Richards gets the job done and completes the sweep on Fitzroy Fighting Systems.
The winner of this match is Gary Richards.
Gary somehow, someway gets the job done. Beats Jack Phoenix, beats Honey Roy Palmer. And another notch in his belt and in Andrew Phoenix's belt. What a win for Gary Richards here tonight. And now we're going to move on. More singles action, this time in the tag team division. And what a hell of a test this is going to be for Danny Storm, as he is set to go one-on-one with the legendary DJ Kraft. Kraft swept RFTA, longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, former Wrestler of the Year, former two-time World Revolution Champion. Yes, Storm has a TV title to his credit, but easily the biggest match of his career coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall.
Making their way to the ring, this is the team of Buzz and DJ Kraft. They are known as Bacardi and Cola.
And while earlier this month we saw Buzz, go to his limits against Vlad Alucard, and a hell of a showing from Vlad, but ultimately in a losing effort. We'll see how Kraft fares tonight against Danny Storm. As again, these two teams will meet at Spring Classic to determine really the imaginary position of the top team on Retaliation. Hydra says it's them. I'm not going to disagree with them until proven otherwise. They are my boys. But, Bacardi and Cole is a tough test. They've known each other for quite some time. As here comes Storm, only to be flanked by his partner, Vlad Alucard.
Accompanied to the ring by Vlad Alucard, he is a member of Hydra, Danny Storm.
Like I said, a big test for Danny Storm here tonight. But again, in this match, really nothing to lose here. Everything to gain. So we'll see how he fares here tonight. But DJ Kraft, no one to scoff at. But again, if you're Kraft, you cannot take Danny Storm lightly either. So we'll see what happens in this one. That's about to begin right now. There's the bell, and here we go. As the two locking up. Storm trying to out-wrestle Kraft. Not sure that's a good idea. Easy takedown from Kraft. And Storm needs to think of a new plan right now. That'll help. Nice knee to the dome, preventing the suplex. Up and down, modified back suplex there from Storm. And he's taking early control here. Not bad. Danny Storm, big sit-out spine buster on Kraft, and Kraft just shakes it off, kipping up, looking for the flying forearm, and Storm scouted it. Trying to catch Kraft with a DDT, Kraft fighting out. Now grabs Storm. Up and down with the suplex, keeping control. Up and down with the back suplex. And now Kraft Setting him up into the knee to the face. Tassels to face, if you will. Kraft eats an elbow, though, stumbles back. Oh, big spear from Storm. Really out of desperation to get control of the match once again. Certainly helped. But back and forth again. Kraft right back on the advantage. Just like that, the veteran instincts in control here. And unlike the last match, we'll see if Buzz and Vlad Alucard get involved in this matchup. I would think it'd be a little more likely this time around. Oh, Storm, nice reversal into a clothesline, and already trying to size up Kraft. Is he trying to put him in the eye of the storm? No, a JKO instead. Out of nowhere, the cover 1-2, and Kraft forcefully kicks out, but Storm can't believe it. Pulled a JKO out of his ass and almost stole this matchup. The quick hitter catching Kraft off guard. And it's Kraft fighting from behind, but a Pele out of nowhere sends Storm crumbling down to the mat. And now Kraft looking to put an end to this one. Oh, he's got the arms. He just has to pick him up. He does. Kraft killer connects. We'll see if Alucard gets involved here. The cover from Kraft. 1, 2, no. Took him a while to get the cover. May have been enough for Storm to kick out. But interestingly enough, no interference from Vlad Alucard. Another knee to the face from Kraft. And Storm trying to fight back here. Missing the kick. Kraft from behind into a big German. Keeping waist control. Flips him around into a Rainmaker. What a move there. Flipping Storm inside out. And now Kraft just stomping away on Storm, using the power, deadlifting him up and slams him down. With the sit-out power bomb. Oh God, just the repeated kicks to the face. Kraft maybe trying to get Storm to bleed. Another Pele lands on Storm, who crumbles down. Oh, but Storm, the kick to the knee. Trying to find an opening. Kraft says absolutely not. And oh, catches him with the triangle. The triangle. Storm nowhere to go. And he immediately taps out. Hell of an effort, but ultimately outclassed by the veteran DJ Kraft here tonight.
The winner of the match, DJ Kraft.
He tried, I'll give him that much, but Kraft just too much for Danny Storm. And the veteran completes the sweep of singles matches leading up to Spring Classic. We'll see how they fare in tag team action, but so far it has been all Bacardi and Cola against Hydra. As Kraft celebrates his win. And now we move forward, going back to the Intercontinental Championship division, where we have a very interesting matchup, I gotta say, coming up next, folks. Stephen Wright of the Second Chance will go one-on-one with Nobuyoshi Marukane. Marukane had all the momentum heading into the chamber match at Sky's the Limit. Fell short. Wright felt like he should have been involved in the conversation, instead dealing with stable duties against the Fallen Kingdom, but now beginning his chase to try to gain Intercontinental Championship gold. We'll see who comes out on top coming up next.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall.
Now representing the second chance, Stephen Wright.
And for Wright, he has a couple of wins against Oliver White from the feud, but a couple of weeks ago, back on Retaliation 86, he defeated Dmitry Kalashnikov one-on-one. And now going to take his chance with Marukane here coming up next, trying to defeat another member of that chamber match. And really the only two that aren't already tied up, although the two have been at each other's throats since the beginning of the season. But plenty of names rising up in the division. Of course, the champion Kenji will defend the title against BDT at Spring Classic. And of course, Aaron Miles and Thunder will go one-on-one as well. But also plenty of names. You just saw Gary Richards picking up a big win over Honey Roy Palmer. Andrew Phoenix making a name for himself. You still can't forget Palmer and Jack Phoenix. Well, then you got Stephen Wright reestablishing himself. Former WWO World Champion, very highly decorated over there, but now trying to make his own mark here in the RWR after being banished from the coterie in his second chance, with the second chance.
From Kobo Yamanashi in Japan, representing Kimiko-gun, this is the Footlord, Nobuyoshi Marukane.
Like I said, Marukane had all the momentum going into the chamber. He won a fatal four-way match with participants in the match. He won the gauntlet match to get the number 5 seed in the chamber, but it was all for naught, coming up short in the match, not even finishing in the top 3 even. Marukane being forced to reestablish himself again as he continues to chase RWR gold, and it seems like the story of his career thus far is close but no cigar, coming short into claiming the United States Championship on multiple occasions and then coming up short on winning the Intercontinental Championship at Sky's the Limit. But oh, showing off the power, nice catch of Wright into the backbreaker. As like I said, Marukane and Dmitry Kalashnikov have been at odds this entire season, stemming from the short-lived Regen episode where the two faced off for the Regen heavyweight title, ultimately won by Dmitry Kalashnikov. But Marukane's been looking for vengeance ever since, and while he cannot beat him for the title anymore, since Regen doesn't exist anymore, Marukane still has been trying to best Kalashnikov, and so far has done a very good job at doing so. But now both men just running into this buzzsaw that is Stephen Wright, who's trying to make his own, reestablish his own name. I mean, he came close a few times in winning the tag team titles with Chad Bryant, but no titles yet for him. That's all. It leaves Marukane out to dry there. Now gonna go for the cover. Only a 1 count. Like I said, for Wright taken into the second chance by Josh Wolf, and so far making the most out of it. He was the deciding fall at Sky's the Limit in the 8-man tag team match against the Fallen Kingdom. He's undefeated on the season thus far. He's looking to pick up a signature win here in Season 4 against Marukane, who takes Wright down with the dropkick and whips him into the corner. The two tying up again, and Wright just kind of shoves him aside. And like I said, for Stephen Wright, he very highly decorated in WWO. Like I said, he wasn't a member of the coterie by accident, but after he was banished from the group, certainly trying to remake a name for himself. Nice weedy T there on Marukane, and now sizing him up. Picks him up on his shoulders and hits the right stuff. on Marukane. Is that going to do it here, folks? The cover, slow to cover, but he covers regardless. 1, 2, no. And the slow cover may have bought Marukane just enough time to kick out there. As Wright continues his assault on Marukane here, just started to fire himself up despite what this Indiana crowd feels about him. He wants more than anything to not only win the Intercontinental Championship, but prove the coterie wrong and find himself in a more successful spot than his former stablemates. It won't be at their expense, but he could still do so regardless. And even in doing so, proving the Retaliation Board of Directors wrong. He was one of the very last picks, if not the last pick in the draft. Hold on, cover again, 1, 2, no. And that wasn't a fault at him. I left him on the board because I was expecting Resurgence to take him at some point, and they never did. So I ended up taking him, and he is doing a very good job for himself, representing the second chance, and there's the stroke. The stroke connecting. Does Marukane have anything left in him as Wright drops that W into the back of Marukane, but nice reversal into Hurricanrana. Now Marukane is just going to drop the elbow there, trying to mount a comeback, but a flying knee sends him down to the ground. Hip toss, though, puts Marukane back in control. Mini attitude adjustment. We're going back and forth here, folks. Who's going to get the advantage? Wright sends Marukane in the corner, and a drop kick grants him the advantage. And now sizing him up. Up on the shoulders once again. And he hits the right stuff once again. Is that going to do it here, folks? The cover, again, slow to cover. It may cost him like last time. 1, 2, yes, it does. Marukane barely escapes again. Stephen Wright slow covers, costing him once again, giving Nobuyoshi Marukane a small glimmer of hope here as he punches him and reverse DDTs him down. Is that going to do it? The cover 1. No, my God. Wright kicking out at 1. The disrespect. But he's going to the top. He's looking for what's won him matches. Standing upright, looking for that top rope jumping DDT. Up and no, he missed. Nobody home. Wright able to sidestep him at the very last moment. He saw it coming. And now he grabs Marukane and sends him in the hard way, suplexes him back in the ring. The cover, 1, 2, no, Marukane barely escapes again. And Wright's gonna argue slow count with the referee. He's not gonna win that argument. But right back on the offensive, throws him out of the ring and does a drop kick for a celebration. As the 2 men on the outside for the double damage points. Marukane wants no part of it, but he's caught into a backbreaker. And Wright sends Marukane back in. And both men in the ring at 4. Wright looking to finish this one off, catching Marukane, hits the stroke again. But he's not done, he's standing him up. He's looking to hit the right stuff on him one more time. Picks him up and plants him with the kick to the face. Wright, though, forced to drag him to the center. Is it going to cost him again? The cover, 1, 2, no it doesn't. Stephen Wright, an impressive victory over Nobuyoshi Marukane.
The winner of the match is Steven Wright.
So Wright picks up his second win against a former member of that Elimination Chamber match at Sky's the Limit, remains undefeated on the season, and has looked as good as we have ever seen him in RWR. Another impressive victory for Steven Wright here tonight. And another impressive win for the Second Chance as well. As we move on to our semi-main event of the evening, tag team action. And it's including 2 matches that are upcoming at Spring Classic, and 3 men that were involved in the Golden Ticket match at Sky's the Limit. Max Height will team up with Danny Richardson to take on Keith Moniz and Brandon Richards. And that one will be coming up at you next.
The following contest is a tag team match.
Now residing in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, Dastardly Danny Richardson.
And I'm being told an added stipulation being added to the hardcore death match between Richardson and Moniz. The winner of the match, well, if Keith Moniz wins, he will be forced, or Danny Richardson will be forced to give an answer to Moniz's question, which Danny Richardson are you, the one of old, or have you changed and learned from your mistakes? If Richardson wins, he does not have to answer the question for Keith Moniz, which has been the genesis of this entire rivalry. Of course, Richardson down on his luck, drunk in season 3, couldn't buy a win, turned it around with the win over DJ Kraft. And ever since then, seemingly coming back to the Danny Richardson that we all once knew and loved.
From St. Louis, Missouri, the main event, Max Height.
And Max Height fell short in number 1 contendership cage match against Adam Brown at Sky's the Limit. But after a heartfelt promo from Brandon Richards, it was Max Height to spoil the party, claiming that if he was allowed in the match, he would have won the briefcase, but he's going to prove why he was and still is a true world champion here in the RWR and take the case away from the fluke win that was Brandon Richards holding the case. The two will meet up at Spring Classic to see if he can even challenge for said briefcase. Richards said if he loses, he'll put it up for grabs, but we'll see if that is the case.
From Montpellier, Vermont, Keith Moniz.
And here comes Moniz, and you gotta think, is it any of his business on who or what version of Danny Richardson we have now? Not really, but nonetheless, Keith Moniz always wants to see the best of everyone, despite his looks, his appearance, his violent demeanor that we have seen in the past. He is a caring person. He felt bad to see his former, co-worker in many places, Danny Richardson, be the way he was. But it has turned violent. Both men's egos demanding answers, and we'll find out who will answer who at Spring Classic.
From Columbia, South Carolina, this is your role model and the RWR Golden Ticket holder, Brandon Richards.
And here's the man with all the power. We saw what it did to Doug Shepard. We saw what it did to Andre Baker. Brandon Richards hoping to follow suit and successfully cash in that golden ticket and win his first world title in his career. Something that has eluded him for over a decade. No longer wanting to be seen as the red-headed stepchild, the black sheep of Far Beyond Better. He wants his world title. And for the first time in his career, he has control of that. But obviously the vultures have come in the name of Max Height. And Richards has to play defense and keep that case on him and fend off any challengers before picking the right moment to cash in. And he'll get his first taste of Max Height here tonight. So here we go, Richardson and Height, Richards and Moniz. Here we go. And interesting pairings to start off. It's Richardson and Richards going at it. They've gotten quite acquainted with each other. Alongside Moniz, considering those three men were in the golden ticket match representing Retaliation. As Moniz hits the deal on Height. Don't think I didn't see that. And these three men have been acquainted with each other over the past month as well. This replaced Max Height with Damian Longoria, who was the other man in that match. But on top of that too, Max Height and Adam Brown mixed in with these guys as well. So these four men certainly know each other more than usual, I would say, as Richardson hits the super kick on Richards. Moniz taking it to Height. Another super kick from Richardson onto Richards. Height, nice throw on Moniz. And I don't know if Richardson quite aligns with Max Height, but they are partners here tonight. As there's a Boston Crab from Moniz onto Height, who immediately breaks it up. And now Max Height, Northern Lights suplex onto Keith Moniz. A slap to the face from Danny Richardson to Brandon Richards. And now Richardson from behind, rear naked choke. Brandon Richards nowhere to go. Keith Moniz gets Russian leg swept by Height, and Richards barely escapes. But he is in some trouble here against the veteran, Danny Richardson, who immediately gets thrown out of the Rumble. Richards chases. Oh, Height bottom in the ring from Max Height onto Keith Moniz. He runs to the top rope. Is he looking for the 450? 450 lands. 450 lands. Oh, Danny Richardson with the Thunder Strike on the outside to Brandon Richards. Referee didn't see it. The cover from Max Height. 1-2, no. Keith Moniz barely escaping, but Height back on the top. King Kong knee drop to the face. Goes for the cover again. One. No, only a one count. As Richards just being decimated by Richardson, who sizes up Mr. Golden Ticket here. A kick. Picks him up and hits it with a clean shave. Is that going to be all she wrote after everything Brandon Richards said? The cover, 1-2, it is. And a rough start for Mr. Golden Ticket here tonight as he falls on the losing end of this matchup.
The winners of the match, the team of Danny Richardson and Max Height.
Richardson and Height, an impressive dominating victory for them. It ends up being Danny Richardson picking up the win over Mr. Golden Ticket, Brandon Richards. And you know, if Max Height doesn't succeed in his quest, Danny Richardson has a claim over the Golden Ticket. He defeated the ticket holder. So Brandon Richards' dream may have just found another roadblock. and another challenge, and he may want to try to cash in sooner rather than later, if I were him. But now coming up next, folks, our main event of the evening, we thank you for watching tonight's show, and we hope to see you next week for our go-home show, Retaliation 90 and Spring Classic. But women's division coming up next, the Women's Revolution champion Paige goes up against Kimiko Matsui's best friend in Amanda Violence.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall.
From Nags Head, North Carolina, this is the RWR World Women's Revolution Champion, Paige.
Paige shocked the world by winning that title at Sky's the Limit, upsetting Kimiko Matsui for the title. But now, hoping to prove it was not a fluke win, she certainly helped strengthen her case, pinning Kimiko Matsui in a tag team match a couple weeks ago. But she could pick up a key win here tonight against RFTA finalist Amanda Violence. And Amanda Violence, like I said, finalist in the second women's RFTA, ultimately falling short to Hope Rogers. But for Amanda Violence, she has played bodyguard for the champion Kimiko Matsui for quite some time. And despite the quick roadblock at Supernova 3, where the two collided for the title, it has been Amanda Violence fending off every member of the Agents of Pain for Kimiko, but ultimately it was Paige that cracked the code and defeated Kimiko for the belt. But now selfishly for Amanda Violence here, if Kimiko were to not retain the title, a win here over the champ would certainly put her in the picture for her to try to gain her own title. And here we go, our main event of the evening. And you see Kimiko Matsui in the corner, scouting the champion one more time before Spring Classic. As the two tie up, Amanda Violence, Paige tied up in the corner, referee looking for the break, and we get a clean break. Okay. But Paige right back in the offensive, sending Amanda Violence into the corner. Picks her up, no. Amanda Violence looking try to gain an advantage here, but Paige again overpowering her, sends Amanda Violence in the ropes, and she has none of it. And looks like the champion finally got the advantage. Nice slam there on Violence. And no love lost here between these two as well. Amanda Violence, a former member of the Agents of Pain, ultimately turned her back on the group at last year's Beach Brawl. And, anybody, including the Women's Revolution champion, could do a Russian leg sweep. And really, this season has been the first time the Agents of Pain have been able to get revenge on Amanda Violence for turning her back on them, as after Beach Brawl, she was immediately sent over to Resurgence in the shakeup. Paige to cover another 1 count on Violence. And we really saw Amanda Violence's true colors that night. She profusely claimed she was nothing like her husband Ace, who turned his back on the Agents of Pain, specifically Keith Moniz. She said, "I'm not my husband, I make my own decisions." And the Agents of Pain women were suspicious, rightfully so, but accepted it. But ultimately, Amanda Violence lying through her teeth, showing her true colors, turning her back on the Agents of Pain. But now this could be redemption of sorts for the Agents of Pain ladies in the term of Paige here. She hits another Russian leg sweep. And as Amanda Violence has certainly been involved with Goddess Dawn, with Chemo Knees, with even Roxy Riot this entire season. In one way or another, this could be the ultimate, victory for the Agents of Pain on their former member. Nice running power slam there from Paige. Not only defeating Amanda Violence, but denying her any sort of shot at the Women's Revolution title. There's the abracadabra kick. It lands. That's the kick that won her the Women's Revolution title over Kimiko. 1-2, no. Amanda Violence barely kicks out with the help of Kimiko Matsui at ringside. Just enough for her to survive. But now Amanda Violence needs an opening here. The reverse DDT from the champion, who has certainly looked great ever since winning the title. Some people still say it was a fluke win. It only took one abracadabra kick to beat Kimiko. They say, she kicked her right in the right spot and just had enough time to beat Kimiko. Well, for those naysayers, all I have to tell you is watch Spring Classic, because if that truly was the case, then Kimiko has her shot at redemption against the champion. She could easily win her title back if that's the case. But if not, we may be seeing a long reign for the daughter of Goddess Dawn. A knee drop without the pad to the face. The cover. Come on, referee. 1. No, only a 1 count due to the slow count. But this has been all Paige for the past few minutes. Paige again sends Amanda Violence out of the Rumble, but be careful, she is dangerously close to Kimiko Matsui's side, who could easily get involved at any point. But Amanda Violence back in the ring, not trying to take advantage of the double team there, interestingly enough. And Paige with the running knee without the pad again. Grabs Amanda Violence from behind, nice dragon suplex. Slowly goes for the cover, is not going to do it. 1, 2, no, still a 2 count. Kick to the back from the champion, as her challenger in 8 days can only watch on at this point. It's Paige. Picks her up and plants her with the snowplow. Center of the ring. Is that going to do it? 1, 2, no. Amanda Violence still escapes, but is having trouble here against Paige, who heads to the top rope. Paige, Kakeshi flying headbutt lands, risking it all, but it connects. Now she sizes up Violence once again, rolls her over. Abracadabra kick connects. And she covers her right in front of Kimiko. 1, 2, and that is enough. Kimiko trying to will her friend up, but it's to no avail. Paige, the winner here tonight.
The winner of this match is Paige!
And Paige, you may call her title win a fluke, but each and every week she has shown you why that is not the case. Hell of a win for her against the RFTA finalist in Amanda Violence. And that is all we have for you here tonight. I am commentator Uno. We'll see you next week as we conclude the road to Spring Classic.